In this video, we're going to take a look at cupcakes and cinnamon rolls. So, I bought cupcakes and cinnamon rolls at Cupcakes Bakery. Cupcake, I spent a total of $30 at the bakery. So, the first two questions say, what are possible solutions and what are not possible solutions? Before I can talk about solutions and answers to the problem, I have to kind of figure out what the problem is. So, we are actually going to start with the function here. This is the easy part. We're going to just make an equation based on what they're telling us. So, real quick, I'm just going to write that X stands for cupcakes and Y is going to stand for cinnamon rolls. Can't spell it. So, when we're writing our function, all we're going to look at is the numbers that they give us in our actual equation. So $3. Cupcakes are $3 each cupcake. So this is how we write $3 per cupcake. So 3x plus cinnamon rolls are $5 each. So $5 per cinnamon roll will be written as 5y. $3 times the number of cupcakes plus $5 times the number of cinnamon rolls is equal to our total, which is 30. That's the easy part. All we did was write an equation for the situation that they gave us. Now for the rest of this, we're pretty much going to let the calculator do the work for us. But before we can, we have to do one thing. Our equation was written as 3x plus 5y equals 30. The only problem is we don't necessarily know how to graph that in the calculator yet. So, in order to graph this in the calculator, we need to solve for y. We can graph y equals in our calculator. So to get y by itself, what is the first thing we need to get rid of here? 3x. 3x is just over here. We don't need it at all on this side of the equation. So the opposite of a positive 3x is we're going to subtract 3x on both sides of the equation. 3x minus 3x cancels out. So I'm left with 5y on this side is equal to, now here, some of you are going to want to do this. The only thing that's wrong with this is these aren't like terms. I can't subtract 3 apples from $30. They are not alike. So we're just going to write it as 30 minus 3x. Now to get y by itself, the opposite of multiplying times 5 is to divide both sides by 5. So 1y, 5 is just 1, so 1y is equal to 30 divided by 5 is 6 minus, I'm just going to leave 3 over 5 as a fraction, x. That is an ugly 5. There we go. Now, if you just want to leave it here, yes, you can type this exactly how it looks in the calculator. All I did was just simplify a little bit. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So, we can plug this into the calculator and let it pretty much do the work for us. So, into our calculators, pull out your calculator, go home, then go to New Document. No, you don't want to save. Now here, remember, to pull up our table, I'm going to add a graph. So go to Add Graph. The function that we came up with was y equals 6 minus 3 over 5 times x. And hit enter. Cool. Gave us our graph. Now I'm going to pull up my table, Control T. Now here, this is all I needed, this table right here. This is all I needed to fill out this side. So here it says create a table. Remember, my X were my dimes. I'm sorry, last problem. X were my cupcakes, and Y are my cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to copy the table straight from my calculator. If I have 0 cupcakes, when X is 0, how many cinnamon rolls can I have? 6. Okay? Now look at the next number. Are we going to include the decimal points here? Think about it. Can we literally go to the store and say, hey, can I buy 5.4 cinnamon rolls? No. These points are going to show up on our table because that's what we plugged into the calculator. But the calculator doesn't know that we're talking about cupcakes and cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to skip all of these numbers here, and I'm going to go to this number here. This is the next whole number. Can I buy 3 cinnamon rolls? Yes. So if I buy 3 cinnamon rolls, I can buy 5 cupcakes. And then I'm going to keep going. If I buy 0 cinnamon rolls, I'm going to buy 10 cupcakes. Now, I know, oh my James, we did not fill in this part here. That's because here, if I also buy some cinnamon rolls, I could also buy some cinnamon rolls. But since we're using our calculator, these are the only values we can fill in. We can fill in out other values into our equation and plug them into here. You can do that on your own. So, where it says write a verbal description, you're going to write out what we wrote here. $3, so write that out literally. I'm not going to write it. $3 per cupcake plus $5 per cinnamon roll has to equal our total cost of $30. And while we were on that screen on our calculator, we can copy our graph down. So here would be your cupcakes. Here would be your cinnamon rolls. And as you can see, your cupcakes are kind of going by 5s here. You can go by 5s, you can go by 1s. Your cinnamon rolls are going by 3s here. So you can go by 1s, you can go by 3s, whichever you choose. As long as your graph matches this one. So I'm going to graph my first point. This is 6, and this is 10. So, my quick sketch. So where it says, what is a reasonable domain and range? Remember, domain is X. So think about the number of cupcakes we can have. What is a reasonable amount of cupcakes we can have? The important thing to remember here is, well, is it discrete or continuous? Can you go to the store and buy half of a cupcake? No. Can you buy half of a cinnamon? No. So it's not continuous. It's definitely discrete. So your domain are going to be all of your X values listed out. So 0, keep going. Same thing with your range, except your range is going to be your Y values. And this one should go to 10. So, now it says, what is the slope? Well, remember, slope is change in Y over change in X. So each time, well, at least on our table, that is, our Y was changing by 3. And our X is changing by 5. So our slope is 3 over 5. What is the meaning of slope in this situation? Well, the meaning of slope in our situation is that in